Hey guys, it's me Kimberly. Today we're doing Paul's home and he lives in Ajax.
Perfect, so we're gonna pull fabrics for accessory program for Kim. For this room in particular, they didn't decide to go with a rug, so our main canvas is gonna be the bed. This is Paul Chappelle's master bedroom color that they decided to go with. We're gonna do oyster. It's a nice neutral. It has enough saturation for it to look a little bit warm, but not so much for it to overpower the room. It's similar to the color of the carpet. I think that's why Kim decided to go with it. Since we're gonna do these solid maple wood nightstands, they are small and they have just a nice accent of brushed silver, which is nickel, in their handles. So as you can see, it's neutral. The nightstands are gonna be the thing that creates some contrast in the room, that stands out a little bit. I think that the good thing about going with something like this is that later on, if they decide to add on more items to the room, it's a nice point to start keeping it neutral.
Paul and his wife came to us with a blank slate principal bedroom. Remember guys, we don't call them master bedrooms anymore. So this principal bedroom was a new home. They had nothing, just the mattress, and they were sleeping on the floor. A little bit of advice, if you're designing any bedrooms right now and you want custom made furniture, give yourself about 5 months lead time. The case goods, which are the dressers and the nightstands, take about 4 to 5 months right now, so just keep that in mind. This room, since it was so large, could have used a king-size bed, 2 nightstands, an ottoman at the end. It actually had room for a dresser and additional seating. Unfortunately, it wasn't in our budget for this project, so here's what we did. We did a large king-size bed, which is 86 inches wide, 2 nightstands, which are custom made in Durham, Ontario, an ottoman at the end for storage, and that was it. In the future, we're going to do a sofa in front of the window or a couple of chairs, and we're going to integrate a dresser, probably where the TV would go right in front of the bed, or we can have it on the adjacent wall because they got tons of space in there. Sebastian, this room here, we designed this a while ago. The clients wanted to keep this space available for a sofa, but they didn't actually purchase it yet. So we're working on an area that has wall-to-wall carpet, so no rug. That's why you don't see a rug here. 2 made in Canada nightstands, beautiful king-size bed, ottoman, and that's it. So what we're going to do to start with is on either one of these nightstands, we're going to have a smoky, gray, charcoaly glass lamp. These are only like 24-inch nightstands, so we can't really put much else, so it's just going to be 1 lamp on each side, and that's it. For the bedding, we're going to use velvet. We're going to use 2 bed sets. So one we use to put as a blanket at the end of the bed, but what happens is you can now interchange these. You get tired of it, put the lighter one on top and the darker one. It creates diversity. Because the bed is lighter, which is this oyster color, I guess we should put the darker one as the main body of the bed.
Okay.
What do you think? Because the whole bed is very light.
Yeah, I really like it. To create some contrast.
Because the headboard is going to be all light, 60 inches up. Now we will have the dark, that color I believe is graphite, so it's a taupey undertone gray. And then we'll have the velvet in the silver as the blanket at the end. And then we'll use these pillows, 3 of the large ones, 2 of the small ones, to tie that all in. Does that make sense? Then over the bed, we're going to have 3 of this picture right here. On those nightstands, the handle is brushed nickel. So we're going to have this sort of brushed, warm frame. We're going to have 3 pictures over the headboard. The headboard's only 60 inches high. When you go anything over 60 inches, I don't like to put art on top. I feel like it's way too high and way above eye level. So when people are going 70, 80 inch headboards, I then like to put my art or my mirrors on either side. But 60 inches, which is my height, I still feel that it's reasonable. Like for you, it'll be your eye level to see in here. So 3 pictures. We're gonna go 4 inches above the headboard. We only have 8-foot ceilings. And then 4 inches between each art. If you can get the same distance here between the art that you can between the headboard and the art, it always looks very balanced. You can't always do it, but in this case we can, so we're going to do that. On the other wall, across from the headboard, where the TV would be, we're not going to put a TV, they want a mirror. So instead of just doing a regular rectangular mirror like everyone does, so we're going to do a titanium mirror, which has like a black gray undercast to tie in with these 2 lamps. We're doing these colors because our rug wall to wall is very light and muted, so we want some oomph and some emphasis. So this mirror here, this isn't quite the shape, but we're going to be 2'5" from the floor. We never want to exceed the casing of the doors or windows. We always want to stay just a little bit below. And this mirror is 24 inches wide by 52 inches high. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be different. And if you notice, it doesn't impact our receptacle at all. Why somebody would put a receptacle there, I'm not quite sure. In a lot of cases, we'll just cover it with the mirror. But in this case, we don't need to. It's still nice and long. They can check out their body, but it just gives a little bit more art to the room, gives a little bit more accessories. It's exciting. I love it. On this adjacent wall, Sebastian, we need to do art. So I was thinking something interesting like this. 2 rectangular pieces of art. We'll do them 5 inches apart, 2'3" to 2'5". From the floor. Again, you don't want to exceed your casing of your door. And I just gave you another measurement here. It's basically 2 foot 2 inches away from the wall, which means it's going to be the same to the casing of here. Okay, so you're going to center these two in between. You don't have to worry about going so low because we do not have a dresser. We can't put a dresser there. If we did, you'd have to go over 34 inches high. But in this case, we don't have to. So it's nice art, filling up that space vertically and horizontally. You got lots going on, and they coordinate, but they are not the same. I think that's it for these guys. I don't think there's anything else to address here. Perhaps one day we'll come back and we'll finish off this area, maybe put some curtains in. I feel like window treatments in a bedroom really warm it up, kind of like that. So let's do the best we can with this room so they feel comfortable, and we'll attack phase 2 at a later date.
Here's what I really think about headboard heights. So a lot of you want 80-inch headboard heights or 60 inches standard. 60 inches is my size, 5 feet. There's 2 things. One thing, can you get it up the stairs and turn the corner? I cannot tell you how many people have come in here insisting it would fit, and then it does not, and we have to take off their railing or actually make them a whole new bed. So I suggest you guys really do some crazy measurements or get us to come out for free design service and we'll do the measuring for you. Another thing about beds that makes me crazy, when the headboard is super high, you do not want to put art on top of that. It makes your eye go up. It just doesn't make sense. Art should be around eye level, maybe not for someone my size, but for someone 6 feet. So if you have a super high headboard, the only way to address it, in my opinion, is to put mirror or art over the nightstands. Tall ones, that's all you need. And they can be, ideally, it's better if they're a little bit lower than the headboard, but a little bit higher is okay too. But my preference is having the headboard as the highest spot, so it's almost like a triangle, and then you go down from there. So it's very well balanced. Really take your ceiling heights into account. Make sure you count your crown moldings. And that's really all I want to tell you about headboards for today. This is how the design program works. A nominal fee of $250 is charged. However, during your presentation, a purchase of $2,500 or more, we will take that $250 and credit it towards that purchase, which means the design portion of this program is absolutely complimentary. This is what happens at an in-home consultation. The designer will walk through a series of photos which you will circle, which will be your design personality test. This just gives us a sense of what you love. It's not the be-all and end-all. You can change your mind at any time, but this way we have a good understanding of where our starting point is. The designer comes to your home, measures one room at a time, takes accurate floor plan and elevation measurements. A week later, we see you back in the showroom where we present your 3D drawings and review your floor plans. We shop the showroom floor so that you can test all the sofas and beds and see what you love and what you're comfortable with. All of those pieces are rendered in our 3D software so you get to see them live, for real, in your room setting, accurate, real time. It's amazing. We can change things up. If you want a sofa, but your husband wants a sectional, we can try them both until you guys are both happy with exactly what we've placed. And then we go forward, and once the models are selected, we then pick the fabrics, the finishes, the materials. We talk about all of that until we curate the perfect design just for you. I'm Kimberly Capone, and I truly believe you should live in rooms you love. Visit our showroom and sign up for your free design consultation, and together we'll create the perfect space.